Hey, hey y'all. How are y'all? Let me see. Yes. I am cooking this late because happy Black History Month. I am peeling some potatoes. The old school way. I ain't got nothing to talk about. Just getting on because I am cooking. What y'all got going on? Are y'all nervous about this plane shit? Like, this is like 4. I'm supposed to be traveling on the 5th. And in my brain, I'm like, all these damn plane crashing because they want to, I don't know. That shit's getting weird, you know? What y'all think about all of this stuff? I think it's weird. Stay prayed up. Like, we ain't never had no fucking 2 planes crash into each other. I ain't never heard of that happening. And then right after, medical planes. That's just crazy to me. And then I'm like, I don't put anything past, like, you know, the right in regards to their spin and shit that they say. But making this a DEI thing is so freaking weird. Like, what does a plane crash got to do with DEI? Why is that? Why have y'all made that a talking point about a crash? What? I'm like, y'all are fucking weirdos. Like, what is the point? I'm cutting up some potatoes. If y'all don't know, we trying to I'm I'm making some neck bones and um beans. But I want some potatoes with it. Is that weird? Like beans and potatoes? No, that's not weird. That's normal, right? But yeah. At this point, I'm drained. I'm scared. I'm tired. I'm all things. I think that they want us to get. I think that's a part of the a plan. I think that's part of the plan for us to be tired. Um, for us to get wore out so they can just do what they want to do without us even while we're self-caring. And it's not that you shouldn't rest, but I do think you can't be tired enough not to pay attention. This is like the first step that they talked about in Project 25. So, we're about to have a fascist dictator regime, but it feels like it's been about what, 1940s. It's been about 80 years. And the people who experienced the Holocaust, who experienced like Nazi Germany's bullshit, they either dead or almost about to die. And so I don't think we really understand what that looks like. I told y'all for queer people, I learned so much. I already had learned a lot about the Holocaust. I done watched a couple of documentaries too and read a bunch of books. I am featured in one of the Holocaust museum because I fuck with Jewish people on that level to be in their archive. I ain't gonna tell y'all which one. But I am in one of their archives because I fuck with them. Um, but the documentary that really, really taught me about the beginning of the Jewish Holocaust was on Netflix. It's called El Dorado. And one of the things that there's a bunch of things that I found interesting about that particular documentary is how many gay people was in the Nazi regime, like how many was in leadership, like um the dude named Rom, and how like they knew he was gay. Like he was openly like going to the gay clubs, going to the El Dorado. That was a queer club. He was openly going to it. It was something. The culture of the city, queer was popping. Like being queer was a popping thing, and it's like, oh, but as soon as they start getting in power and people, and he, even though he was one of the big leaders, some of the smaller leaders who were looking for a leg up used his homosexuality to turn Hitler against him, and they end up killing him, the gay one. So you thought you was safe because you was in line with the Nazis. Like, how many times do motherfuckers have to tell you people that you're not going to be safe on that side? Like, I think about that with Blair White. I think about that with Candace Owens. I think about that with all of the coons that kind of like is Trump, uh, fucking with Trump like that. I'm like, you're not on their side, and they're just like kind of using you for now for propaganda. But as soon as it's time for them to throw you away, they're going to throw you away. Look at Omarosa. Look at you know, women too. Like soon as you get too much power, they're gonna throw you away. Like cisgender white women, look at what they do to y'all. They use y'all when y'all got hype, but then when y'all turn or have any kind of opinion for yourself, say she dash, yes, any kind of opinion for yourself, they throw you away, babe. They throw you away. Um, the writer's insane. I don't engage with them anymore. I don't want to say I don't. I don't want to say I engage with them like I'm sitting there arguing with them. I don't think you should engage in regards to arguing, but I don't think you should be ignoring shit right now. I don't think you should be ignoring shit right now. I think you should be knowing what's going on. And I also think that you should be um I don't necessarily I think you should be adjusting how you spend your money. I think that currently is what we should be doing. Pay attention to how you spend your money. I think everybody should start being more conservative in regards to how you spend your money, because there's so many things that um is coming down the pipeline that you shouldn't be going on shopping sprees. I think that you're gonna need to save your money. I think you're gonna need to make sure that you have something for a rainy day. I am going to touch on Tabitha Brown's response. I got a couple of things that I want to talk about. I got them in line, but I'm just kind of, I want to wait till I get my food on the stones. You have to stay in the know. Definitely. I am going to talk about Tabitha Brown too. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. Let's get the red one. The red one. Let me see what y'all talk about. Nothing makes sense. This has to be the end of time. For about 200 years now. Lord, bring the rapture. I want to be caught up in the rapture. Want to be caught up. Caught up in the rapture. Caught up. Caught up in the rapture. I want to be caught up. Caught up in the rapture. Caught up. Caught up in the rapture. Y'all remember that song? The church kids should remember that song. Yes, Martelay. Mm-hmm. I want to be caught up in the rapture. The rapture been coming for 1,000 years, child. They've been. When is the Christians gonna stop fooling y'all? When y'all gonna, let that go? But I'm not trying to tell you your religion, but when y'all gonna let that go? It's been I've been telling the kids that the rapture is coming. Okay, we got the reds. Okay, I'm about to. Hey, what are you cooking? So I have some neck bones. The onions are already in there with it. The some neck bones in the crock pot. And so I'm gonna put some once they get all nice, because I'm not cooking the beans from scratch. I ain't got time for all that. You know how you got the beans and you gotta soak them and do all that. Child, I ain't doing all that. I need it to come on fast. So I'm gonna take a couple of I'm mixing it. I don't want to do the same kind of beans. I'm mixing like a can of pintos, a can of red beans, and a can of what other kind of beans? I think some white northern. And I'm gonna once the meat get cool, I'm gonna put the beans in there and some potatoes. And yeah. And I'm just some neck bones, beans, and potatoes. And then I'm gonna put it. I know this is too starches, but I want it with some rice. I want it with some rice. So yeah, that's what I'm cooking. Some neck bones, basically. Oh, and I got some collard greens. A couple of little bundles. Let me see. They want to justify not hiring non-white men for governmental jobs. Like they're literally demonizing DEI while practicing demonizing DEI for not being about merit while hiring people unqualified, not about merit. Okay. And then I saw a teacher. So apparently they done froze some funding for their school in Kentucky. And she was like, I voted for Trump, but I didn't want him to do this. Like, you didn't want him to do what he said he was gonna do? Like, he said he was gonna cut the funding, baby. That's what you were voting for, right? Like, what did you think you were voting for? Turkey neck bones? No, 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 baby. No. Only thing I use turkey necks for is greens. Smoked turkey necks. That's what I love in my greens. Um, but neck bones, it's usually gonna be beef or pork, honey. Usually beef, but um, yeah. We officially in the fuck around and find out phase. You know, yeah, it's like the only negative about the fuck around and find out phase is that the people, it's the it, that ma- I don't feel bad for the people who voted for him fucking around and find out. I just hate the people who didn't vote for him who are gonna fuck around and find out because of their foolishness. I don't. I hate that part of it. That's the negative part that I'm like, oh God, why did y'all have to? Why we gotta be in this with y'all bullshit? um, yeah, wow. Mm. What are your general impressions of what Americans are feeling in this new presidential period? It's only been a couple of weeks. Not even a couple. What is it? Been like a week. I don't know. How are you preparing for the next 4 years? I'm not going to answer the first one. It's too soon to tell, and I'm in a liberal bubble. Um, so I don't know what Americans feel in general. I can tell you what people in my community feel in general. But if you listen to my newest episode of Marsha's Plate, the podcast that I just uploaded yesterday, um, I talk about it right in the beginning. And I think what we have to understand in preparation for the next 4 years, we can't disengage. And when I say we can't disengage, I'm not saying we can't rest or we got to be fighting constantly. No, no, no. I think you should rest um, when it's time to rest, but we can't disengage. We need to know what's going on. So if we have to do something about it and move people and organize, we know what's going on. Um, I think that us being burnt out is a part of the plan. Um, I am somebody, I came out in the 90s. I came out in 94. I came out in a time where there wasn't a lot of Black queer representation, definitely not a lot of Black trans representation. I came out in a time when the AIDS epidemic was going on and people, politicians, um, church folks were all throwing gay people away, saying that they got this disease as punishment for being gay, being queer, being trans, being whatever you are getting this disease as punishment. This is what God is doing to you. So I come up in a time when they were ready and willing to throw us away. There wasn't protections for marriage. There wasn't protections for healthcare. There wasn't specifically for us. There wasn't these, all of the leeway that we have gotten in the 30 years. There wasn't these things, and we still was standing up to the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We still was fighting to live our lives and be ourselves, and we were living our lives and being ourselves. We were actually, regardless of whether protections were there or not, whether people were talking about us or not, whether we were given opportunities or not, we still were living our lives and being who we are. So regardless of what they're doing in the government, we still are going to be who we are. Even if they change the documentation, this passport, this ID, this that don't make Diamond who Diamond is. Diamond is going to be who Diamond is, regardless of whatever documentation says what. And I say all of that to say we're going to do what we've been doing. We're going to do, like, it is what it is. Like, we have fought in times that were harder than this one. Do you feel what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't, like, we're not starting over. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, are they trying to erode and make us go back? Blah, 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 blah. Even when we think about take the queer out of it and just think about cisgender women. Just cisgender women. They legalizing your husband not to rape you happened in the 80s and the 90s. Legalizing you being able to get a bank account for your business, a business loan on your own without a husband or a man, that literally became legal in the 80s and the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. Like, women's rights have come. People love to talk hella shit about, particularly women, pick me's, hella shit about feminism, but there's a lot of stuff that women are benefiting from because of the feminist fight. Like, Black women being able to be the largest small business owners in the United States. There's no way that we would have that kind of statistic without feminism. Black women holding the most higher degrees, we would not have that type of statistic without feminism, without the fight for women's rights to be able to get out of the fucking kitchen and into the workforce. And I'm not saying it's perfect. But I say that to say we're not going back there. They're trying to do their best, but it's almost like somebody telling you, what if they start slavery again? It would be perfect time for us to say, you know how motherfuckers is always saying, oh, I'm not my ancestors. Bitch, are you? I don't think that we would go back easily, like, in that kind of way. Do y'all think we would go back? Do y'all think that if they reversed in the same way they did Roe, you think they reversed which one got us free? Was it 14th Amendment? I can't remember. One of them amendment, 13th Amendment or whatever. 13th? It's 13th, right? Do you think but that's been mass incarceration, babe. The loophole for them to put you in slavery if you be criminal that caused mass incarceration, that's been going on. Like, they used to force us in chain gangs because of that. Like, that's been going on. Like, that rule that made it boom, mass incarceration rule, that's been going on though. That's been going on. Like, that's been the rule. If you commit crimes, we're able to keep you in slavery. It was literally voted on in California, a blue state, this past November, to whether or not they would ban slavery of all kinds in their state, and they didn't. They didn't vote against it. So it's still going on. It's still in the it's still in the thing. But I say all of that to say I don't think that we're the type of people that's just going to go back, and I think that this is just a valley. Do you see what I'm saying? Like there's always a gain, a go back, a gain, a go back, a gain, a go back. It's always a we have enemies. We have people against us. There's gonna be a time when they are winning. Look at what Bush was going Bush and you know what I'm saying? There was a time when they're winning, and then there's gonna be a time when we're winning. This from 2008 to 2000, I want to say early 20, this first 20 years of the millennium, we have made some advancements. Or let's just include the 90s. So 90s, 2000s, 2010s, it was a time where we were advancing. There's gonna be some time when they're gonna advance, right? This is just them. They're gaining traction. This happened after the 60s. If you remember, this happened after Reconstruction, when the government was saying no, they are citizens and they are not going to be slaves. What did they do? They hunkered down. Of course, they didn't accept the loss, but they had to accept it on a federal level. They hunkered down and they start making Jim Crow laws. They hunkered down, and then it was years for them to win, and then we started being like, bitch, this is whack. Like, no, 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 no. And then we get the 40s, 50s, and 60s where we start to see more advancement for black people and immigrants and da 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 da. We start seeing that change, and we started winning. Then after the 50s, after the 70s, we start getting into 70s, 80s, and 90s where some of those gains were kind of rolled back. The redlining and not the redlining, the red lines were before that. um the pushing people out of loans, pushing people out of segregating people to ghettos. We had but prior to that, we had a whole slew of that. But particularly around the 70s and the 80s, there was a whole different kind of boom that was happening during that time. And then we had the AIDS and crack epidemic. So it's always the Reagan years. The Reagan years. You don't know what redlining is? Are you I'm not being sarcastic. I'm asking you. Do you not know what redlining is? Do I need to explain that? Oh, okay. Yeah. So why you put the question mark? Why you say that? So there was a oh, gotcha. I just seen the question and was like, I didn't understand the question mark. My bad. But yes. So yes, my thoughts are this is a time when we have to be more conservative and fight people. Let the lawyers fight. Make sure you, if there's some cases that you need to let the to kind of hunker down and be conservative, educate people. Um, educate people. I'm feeling unsafe, so I'm leaving to Brazil. Are you trans? Oh my God, girl. Are you trans? Or are you just regular cisgender? You know, Brazil is the death capital of trans people in the world. Like Brazil is like the capital of the world for trans deaths. Like, why is Brazil your choice? Like, it's literally the death capital of trans people. The most people die, the most trans people are killed in Brazil compared to all across the world. No, that's facts. What you mean? So they say. That's facts. Brazil is not safe for trans people, baby. Um, I have an activist friend named Dora Santana. You can follow her on Instagram. No, no, no. I don't get my information just from the US. I get it from trans people that live in Brazil. They send me cases all the time of trans people being murdered. Dora Santana just got her citizenship running from what was going on in she's the most prominent Brazilian activist that I know. I don't know. It just if you feel like you will be safe in Brazil, go to Brazil. It just does it wouldn't make sense to me that the death capital of the world would be safe for me. I just wouldn't that wouldn't be a place that I would choose. Um well, it is one of the largest black communities in the world. So if you looking if that if you're looking for that, then yeah, I think Brazil is great. But I just think it would the intersection of being black and trans, that would make that not safe for me. For me, you know. Plus I'm married. Does married make you safer? Is that what the implication? I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm not married, so how does marriage I want to know how does marriage make you safer? So my business won't be out there. Okay. I'll be more inside and private. Okay. Well, I mean, if you think that Brazil is safe for you, I don't think Brazil is a bad idea. If you have done the research and you feel like that is going to be a safe place for you, I just know the death toll. If there's something else that I don't know, then and you think it's safe, I will go. Have you ever watched a show from Brazil called September Mornings? It's so proud. No, I haven't. I think she may be ready to meet the Lord. You silly Deshaun. Um, but yeah, if you and your husband feel like y'all gonna be safe there, go for it. I'm thinking about moving. I am thinking about moving, y'all. I am. But I'm broke too. I'm not rich. So moving is expensive. Starting your life over is expensive. It is scary. It may not be like physically scary, but it's scary. Um, and then also you have to think about you have to think about that it is a it's conservative ideology growing everywhere. So how is that going to affect the country that you're going to? You have to worry about that too. Um, Thailand. I have thought about Thailand. I just hate language barriers, so it's like, oh, child. Um, but luckily, a lot of people speak English in these other countries because English is the business language, so they usually can. But I hate language barriers. But Thailand, my trans homeboy, he is also married, so that is he is married to a South Asian girl. I think he's been on my show. His name is Jabari. He's been on the channel. Jabari is married. He married a cis girl from over there, and they rent is like $250 in Cambodia, and he works tech remote. He works tech remote, and so he makes his money, and his rent is two with his wife is 270 250 not 270 $250 in Cambodia. But his wife speaks the language, and you get what I'm saying. I feel like if I had a Cambodian husband, child, I would go too. I think that's the benefit, kind of the perk of being a trans man. They be the cis women, especially if they date cis women, honey. The cis women will get them access, baby. I see that all the time. It's way harder for trans women if we're aligning with cis heteronormativity. Now, if we date cis women, I do not, but if we dated cis women, that might be a benefit. Oh, I'm visiting Panama this year to check it out. I found a 3-bedroom upscale, high tech apartment for, ooh, that's a cute price. Yeah. A 3-bedroom for $1,000, baby. You can't beat that with a stick, as my great grandma would say. You can't beat that with a stick. Belize, I heard Belize is good, but I also heard it's a lot of homophobia in Belize. So it's like the cost of living is low, but are you gonna live stealth or in the closet, or I don't know. But in my brain, it's like I'm getting older, and so I'm not like trying to be running the streets and being in the club. I'm trying to have a garden. I'm trying to I'm coming into my older auntie era. So I'm trying to have a garden and cook and chill. I'm not trying to run the streets. So in my brain, I'm like, oh, please do. And if you need a roommate, tell me. Yes, at 46, I'm trying to live a quiet life. Right. I am. That is what I am. Now, if I could go to New Zealand, if I knew some people going to New Zealand, I would get my life. I've always thought about moving to New Zealand. These are lavender marriage and homestead times, period. where my where my sis wife at? Come on. Or my butch queen husband. Come on, I don't want to have sex with you, baby. We just trying to lock it in so we can get us a cute place out abroad as expats. Come on. Let's go. I was telling my homegirl that I feel like that is a perk of being just regular cisgender. Cishet is, honey, they be out here in these marriages surviving with each other. Mhm. But it's too crowded already. Is New Zealand too crowded? But also, I wouldn't want to live in the city, actually. My homegirl just spent $25,000 on a house outside of Tokyo in Japan for that because they want people to move there. She just spent 25,000 on a fire ass house, but it's outside of the city. It's like in the rural area, but because their train station and shit, their train system and public transportation is so fire that you can be in the city in no time. Like you living in a suburb, even though technically you far away, but you can get there in less than fucking 20 minutes. Portugal, I done heard some negative stuff about Portugal. Italy and Portugal and Spain, I done heard some really negative stuff about how they treat black people. Ugh. Yay! Look, it's almost done. All cut up. Yay! Merititis. Where's Merititis at? Tanzania has a gated expat culture that ideally is protected. I never thought about Tanzania. Hey, mindset. I just say a black girl do a review on both countries. What did she say? Yeah, Spain is very racist and Italy too. Yeah, no. Um, I'm not interested in them European countries. Get somebody else to do it. I am interested in Amsterdam. I had an amazing time in Amsterdam, and I really talked to like local black people. I really talked to them. What's going on to this? I was about to say, girl, what is going on? Girl, you better calm down, Miss Walkie. Amsterdam, baby, Amsterdam was fire for me. I had a good time. I had a and I talked to people. Like I intentionally went to the places where people where they say, like I even asked this dude, like, where the hoods at? Like where and it was like, we don't really in the way y'all think about hoods. He was American. He was like, in the way we think about hood, and he had lived there for 20 years. He was like, in the way that we think about hoods, it's not a lot of hoods in Amsterdam because they take care of their people. So it's like it's not hoods like we think about hoods. She was like, he was like, you can see people kind of walking around the street safe. Now, you have areas that are like really immigrant based, but it don't be crime because everybody got their needs taken care of. I need a global South country. Hmm. Yeah, I think if you find one where you can be safe and you have a support system, I think that that is dope. I think of it differently. I think of it what I have come to learn looking at countries that don't have a lot of black people have advanced their infrastructure to benefit poor people. Like it's a lot of socialist works that's benefiting because a lot of our stuff did not go through because we have a lot of black people and they were racist and they have systematically stopped black people from getting things. But in countries where there's not a lot of black people, they have created social networks to help benefit poor white people. And so in turn, the black people in those countries can benefit from those things. So whereas whereas in countries with a bunch of black people, it's a bunch of fucking blocks. All right, let me go put this in the pots. Be right back. Mm. So that's good. Alrighty. Alrighty. All right. Let's see what y'all got. Just say Mauritius is an island off the coast of Africa, and it is the only African country that main region religion is Hindu. They speak French, English, and Creole. It's a huge community of us in Germany and Netherlands. Berlin is a good spot that I was thinking about going to Berlin. But again, the war situation is tense. All Russia needs to do is press a button. No, thank you. Mm, I mean, I have a friend in Tanzania. They are the least homophobic country in Africa. Oh, good. I was thinking about South Africa too. Um, the global South will keep all of us safe. If nukes pop off, the prevailing wind will keep the radiation in the north. Hmm. If it goes that far, baby, we up out of here. if it goes that far, if it goes that far where nukes are being nuked, you think that stuff isn't going to affect the global South? Like environmentally, it's going to affect something. We aren't disconnected from the North in that way to where it won't trickle down and wear us out in some kind of way, environmentally. Europe isn't going to war anytime soon. European countries are broke. Economically, crisis is looming, to be honest. Yeah, that's what I feel. I feel like it's about to be something like a Great Depression type of situation where it's about to get spicy. Currents and prevailing winds keep our environment separate. Mm, how so? Explain that to me. Maybe it's something that I don't know. How so? Because those currents got to go somewhere. Those currents and those winds got to go somewhere. So, it, affecting animals, it's kind of like bees being affected here. I don't know. Explain that to me. Yeah, nuclear. Yeah, that's. I think you might need to evaluate that a little bit more. Oh my God, girl, I don't think that that's true. Climate change affects us all, and it definitely is affecting um, the global South more. And then if you have some type of nuclear event, it's gonna affect everybody. Because even if the water, because the water can go and move other places. It doesn't need to just stay. It's not just about the ocean current. It will spread through many things. Yeah, it will spread through people. It will spread through animals, fish that that can go through all of those waters. Yeah, but it has to go somewhere. I understand the circulation, but it's all connected though. We are all in the same planet and it's all connected to us. So like even if the wind blows up, it's going somewhere and that is going to go somewhere. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not just staying up. It's gonna transfer in some kind of way. Yes, but that doesn't stop it from spreading in other ways, like with rain. That does what you're describing doesn't stop the rain from the evaporation from going to the mountains and the mountain water coming down and going into the rivers and going to the streams and going to other parts. The water that you're talking about is in certain parts of the earth, and you're talking about like ocean water in the different saline. You see what I'm saying? And so the water can evaporate, the bad water can evaporate somewhere else and come to us, the southern region hemisphere, in other ways other than crossing the salient waters that you're talking about. Like it's multiple ways that's why what's happening, the pollution that's happening in other places can affect other parts of the world. Like even like when we think about like the trash and blocking the ozone layer and the global warming. Like if some type of nuclear thing happened, it would affect the whole world. Like it wouldn't just be um especially on that level of scale. Think about like Chernobyl. Think about it wouldn't just be in that area. It would affect multiple things. Think about the reef. Um, it's just so many things that yeah, something on that scale, we might as well wrap it up. We'll be living. It'd be like Water World. That's what I think. Mm, 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 mm. If white people could figure out a way to destroy only the part of the planet non-white would reside, they would have done that for sure. It would actually, and we're talking about a disease that thrives in the body. We're When we're talking about like a chemical reaction, like a nuclear reaction, that's actually gonna spread even easier than COVID. Because COVID is, we're talking about a virus as opposed to radiation. That is that would be a whole different situation, actually worse than COVID on a level of somebody nuking, like a bombing a city. That would be a whole different thing. We think about like Agent Orange and um, think history of stuff that we already know exists. Chernobyl, um, all those kind of things. Hiroshima, how it would affect the environment. Mhm. Mhm. All right, so switching it up. What do y'all think? What are y'all thoughts about Tabitha Brown? and Target boycotts and that kind of all that kind of stuff. I think my mindset is, listen, this might be problematic. Have you seen the Chernobyl series? Yes, that was one of the best series I've ever watched. I love Chernobyl. Yeah, it was a good show on HBO. Y'all should watch Chernobyl. That's good. Um, I learned from Chick-fil-A, motherfuckers be bullshitting about boycotting shit. Do you know how many gay people I be seeing eating Chick-fil-A? Do you know how many gay people that I be seeing? Um, like I've seen organizations, like LGBT organizations, cater organizing events with Chick-fil-A. I was like, what? Like, how tone deaf is this? I think it's very few people that very few people that discomforts themselves. Like, and I am not exempt from this. I'm not exempt from this. But it's easy for me not to shop at Walmart. I don't really like Walmart like that. So it's easy. But if you tell me to stop shopping at Amazon, I'm gonna be like, hold up. there's a certain level of ease that Amazon benefits me in a way. I don't be shopping at Target like that. Target will be easy. So I think that I don't know. I just don't think everybody is willing to, in the ways we talk about the Montgomery boycott. I just think we're in a different space. And I think that it is good if you can move people, um, if you can move people in a way to get them to do it all at once, I think it can be powerful. But I don't take people seriously when they talk about um boycotting shit. With that being said, I also think that it's bullshit for somebody who is already a millionaire, who is already rich, to try to tell you to don't boycott Target, the black people there, because it'll affect the black people there. I think that that's crazy. Somebody with a already who already has money, who already has a platform, because there are people coming up right now who are making money who are not in Target. So if anybody has, now I understand with Tabitha, she has a contract with them. So yes, I gotta fulfill this. I have to fulfill this contract. So yeah, but she could easily, two things that she could easily have done. She could have just been silent. And sometimes I don't understand why people don't be silent, but she could have just been silent, um, and let it just die down when it dies down. That's one. Or she could have said, hey, I'm under contract with them. So until I'll decide when it's time for me to renew my contract, what I'm gonna do in the process of how this is going down. I'm disappointed and I'm disheartened by what is happening with Target. But y'all know I'm under contract. And so once this contract is over, then I'll figure out what I'm gonna do. Because I also feel like somebody in that position who listen, you grew your brand because of your personality and your influence on people. So Tabitha Brown especially, there's no excuse. You grew your brand because of you, and you helped these people make money because of you, because we fuck with you, because we fuck with Auntie Tab. And so wherever you go, whatever you do, however you adjust your business, we come in to fuck with you. That's why we here. So you can't give the excuse of, do you know how many black people would get this though? How rare it is for black people to get this opportunity? No. They always use popular black people to sell their shit. That's actually not rare. We fuck with you. So if you come and tell us to buy this sandwich, buy this towel, but you are an influencer and you have garnered a trust and we love your personality. So we're going to go with you. So if you say, yo, I'm gonna leave this contract. Once this contract is over, I'm gonna use the money that I've already made. You already a millionaire. You already got your coins up. I'm gonna use this money to do what Jackie Ina does, where Jackie Ina has Forever Mood. She got her own warehouse. That's a part of her business plan. Is she in Sephora? Absolutely. Is she in these different brands? But she does her own thing to where she can ship it out to people. You know, there's a way for you to transfer. Will you be in the mass market like a Target? No. But you won't be poor. You won't be in the mass market, but you won't be super broke. You can adjust. Do you see what I'm saying? Like you can adjust. Like there's a way you can adjust to where you still making money. It's you still own. There's a way that you can adjust if you care about the issue. There's a way that you can adjust. And you choosing not to adjust is selling out. And I think to me, there's so many examples in the world where capitalism makes people sell out. There's so many examples in the world of girl, what's your tea? There's so many examples in the past, in history, where people are selling out for the money because they're too lazy to adjust their business strategy. And to me, I think it's different if you have nothing and you're trying to come up. But if you already have something to work with, if you already got something to work with, you can make the adjustment. And that's what I would have said. I think there's different. I think that's the privilege of already having money. It would have been a huge moment. Huge moment. And you didn't even got to say it in that way. You can say, hey, my contract is up during this time. I'm going to come back to y'all. I'm going to come back to y'all when my contract is up. And I hope y'all support me because I'm going to make some adjustments because I'm disappointed in what they're doing. You feel what I'm saying? There's a way that you can do that. And you can own more of your stuff. We are in a time where cutting out the middleman is commonplace. We got people, I was listening to R&B Money podcast, and there was this YouTuber on there who has gotten big doing R&B parties. Jabari something. Jabari, he was on YouTube early days of YouTube. early days. And he has switched over to doing like these parties, and he's doing good. He went to this kind of like he talked about going to this convention about LED lighting and getting connects over to China and getting his own LED lighting, LED screen shit. So he didn't have to rent it, and how it took down how much he had to pay because he now owns it, and he got a deal because he was over there and was able to get it shipped and da 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 da. And that was a whole process, but he went through the process so it can save him money in the long run. So he don't have to be renting people's lighting shit here in America. And that's the thing about it. We are in a time where there's enough information for us to find out how to cut out the middleman. And is it going to require work? Absolutely. But if you already got money and you already got a platform to be able to share, which you do, you are Tabitha Brown. The problems that smaller businesses have, you have solved. You have the marketing. You are Emmy Award winner. You got a whole TV show, a kid show. You have multiple platforms that can get your business out. So you don't have any lack of eyes. So if you switch to being independent, you don't have any lack of eyes. You still gonna make money. even if you don't make as much money as you would with Target, you still gonna make money. And actually, I feel like you can make more. I'm not in that position, so I don't know. But it feels like if you cut out, because I'm pretty sure I don't know what percentage she getting from Target as far as her products, but it can't be that much. They still in an exploitative company. Do you see what I'm saying? It just feels like, and then if you're already a millionaire, how much is it gonna hurt you? If you're making 2 million from Target and you go down to making and you go independent and you make 1 million, how that's not that big of a difference in regards to your lifestyle, especially if you got other ways you are making money. I think that there's a difference. She just don't want to leave where she's comfortable. And that is the key. People don't want to do the work that it is required when you make those adjustments around your integrity. When you make those adjustments around your integrity, I think there's a difference between I am poor and have nothing, and this is coming, and I'm making this decision on whether I'm going to be a $1 million company or not. I think there's difference. But when you already got money and various businesses opportunities, there's some adjustments that you can make. I think there's a difference when I am just now getting on and I ain't never been in Target at all, or I don't have a platform at all and I get this opportunity. I think I'm going to judge that person much differently than I'm going to judge somebody who is already on. You already got a coin. You already traveling the world and spending money in your designer. You already a millionaire. You able to retire your husband. I'm not going back to the strip club phase. And see, I think there's a difference between I'm going to lose it all and have to be back at a strip club as opposed to I'm going to lose a little bit, but I'm still going to be comfortable. I think there's two different things. I think that's two very different things. There's a difference between, oh, I'm not going to make 10 million, but I'm going to make 6. I think that's the problem with capitalism and hoarding of money, hoarding of wealth, especially around your integrity. It's like, are you going to really live that much difference if you make 6 million opposed to 10 million? I'm not saying that that's not a difference. I'm saying that it is that difference worth your integrity. If you claim to be pro black and down for the cause and wanna and you get what I'm saying, wanna be for the people, is it that much of a difference? I don't think it's that much of a difference. Right. And that discomfort is what the boycott is about. Why they you think them black people wanted to choose to walk to work when they were doing the Montgomery boycott? When we think about Georgia Gilmore was funding that movement, funding that carpool through feeding people. She was making fish plates and food, selling plates to fund the gas prices for the carpool. That much there was money being made and businesses being developed. You feel what I'm saying? But there was a goal that they collectively had. And so you're not about to give me no excuse about you're not about to give me no excuse about Oh, well, how is this going to affect the black people? There's going to be some discomfort. There's going to be some discomfort, baby. That makes sense. I feel like that makes sense when it comes to like destroying our own neighborhoods. Like when the riots be happening, we're in our own neighborhoods destroying shit. What? No. Go destroy these other motherfucking shit. Let it affect them. Y'all just support my stuff and leave the rest. Yeah. Does that actually work if you're benefiting Target? Especially if they're taking a big percentage of your cut. You're not gonna get me to believe. You're not gonna get me to believe that you're getting the lion's share of the money that you're making from Target. You're not gonna get me to believe that. I bet that they are exploiting you. And you're and based on what you're saying right now, you don't care because you're making money. And music says, I'll follow Tab to Costco. And the gag is now that she has made this statement, I'm not following you nowhere. Because you have told me the type of bitch you are. if you would have said, look, I got this contract I got going on. So I gotta ride this contract out. But once this contract happened, I'm gonna be rethinking. Because she could have just said that. Even if she re-signed her contract, she could have said, I got this contract to this time, but when it's time for me to re-sign, I'm gonna be rethinking how I'm gonna engage with Target because I'm disappointed about this. That would have gave a signal to Target, and that would have kept your fans happy. To me. But because you taking the stands that you're taking, Kroger, they still DEI friendly. There's so many things. There's so many things that she could have done, ways to have handled it. But because you went this route, I unfollow her. That's just me. That's just me. So I can't. Yeah. I want you. I wish you the best. I wish you the best. I don't want Tabitha Brown not to be successful. But you have told me who you are. She should have shut the fuck up and ate her vegan food. Yes, and also another thing. Let's talk about this. You gonna give my bitch back food, or I got? Let's also talk about this too, because it's this. You get the history tell us. The history be telling us, y'all. All right, so right after that,
hello there. Can we everybody gather around? Cadillac is in town. Can y'all get into it?
so now you promoting Cadillac.
If y'all ain't never seen it, it's electric. I want to send a
So you got a Cadillac sponsorship. Cool. All right, so you promoting Cadillac. The irony of that. This is the irony of that, and why this is just a whole sellout type of situation. Capitalism always undercuts what we trying to do. So if you know the history of Cadillac, so if you black, you know Cadillac is a part of our culture. Digging in the scene of the gasoline, sunroof top. Cadillacs are a part of our culture. You know why Cadillacs are a part of our culture? Does anybody know the history of Ford and Cadillacs and Black America? Why is that? Why is that a black thing? Why is Cadillac, classic, boomer, millennial? Why is that? We used to make them. No, we didn't just used to make them. Not just the used to make. You don't know? So We didn't just used to make them. So they were going out of business. Cadillac, the brand, was going out of business and failing. But they were looking at their numbers and they realized that Black people, even if you sold the cars for 20% more, they were paying for Cadillacs because this was one of the cars that they were given access to, because we talked about redlining and loans and blah, 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 blah. White folks didn't used to want to give us none of the high sickening stuff, Rolls Royce and blah, 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 blah. They didn't want to give us none of that stuff. The car that we had access to was Cadillacs, and they used to price gouge them. But because we hard workers and we want to seem like we high mighty and rolling, we would break our necks to buy these Cadillacs because the people who were selling them was giving us access with a higher price point. And they saw those numbers and was like, yo, the Black people are keeping, even though we're failing, they're kind of keeping us afloat. So why don't we create a marketing campaign going after Black people, because they will even buy them at a higher price. And we, our Black ass, falling for this life, capitalistic gains, the image, our Black ass brought them back from the brink of death. They were the Newport of cars. Absolutely. Anybody who don't know Newport is one of the things. We made Newports popular, just like we made backwoods popular. Just like there is things that we make popular. And so the reason why Cadillac is the car for Black folks is because they marketed to us and price gouged us, and we turned them around. We turned that brand around and grew it to where it is today. So it's ironic that they would push us out of the car industry in Detroit when we helped not only to build it, but to keep the whole brand alive, keep the Cadillac brand alive. So it's ironic that she would get a Cadillac deal and be promoting Cadillac now. Absolutely. Cadillac and Lincolns were GM and Ford's luxury arms. Absolutely. And it was us, and they price gouged us. It wasn't like, ooh, let's make it cheaper for Black people to get access to it. No, they were seeing that Black people were paying it at astronomical 20% price hike rates. And so it's quite ironic that she would be doing a Cadillac commercial, looking like a 70s with Donna.
I mean, it's money green. Okay, we about to bless some small businesses. So thank you. And it's electric. Wiggy, wiggy, wiggy. And it's also got a little vegan interior option. My heart is full. If y'all ain't seen the Cadillac Lyric, get into it. Look at the grill. The grill. I don't know why I said that, but I'm excited. It's a green Cadillac. My mama's favorite car was a Cadillac. I feel very good at this moment. But
we love Tab. The reason why we love Tab is because she's Black as hell in her references. She's Black as hell in her. She's not ambiguously Black. We know that's a Black woman. We know she's Southern. It's giving very Aunt Jemima. It's giving very Aunt Jemima in a fur. I mean, the joke's right itself. It's like, okay, So it's ironic that, yeah. They always use us. It's always capitalism. It's always capitalism that kind of undercut. Even when we think about the Black Panther Party, we think about Malcolm X. A lot of the people that they were getting to do these kind of behind the scenes espionage, sneaking and getting the tea, they were getting the poorest dudes who were poor, who needed access. First Nelly and Snoop. Make your coins. But don't try to guilt trip us like we don't support Black businesses. Unfortunately, she gives way too many mammy tropes, and the pandering for her own game just points to that. Now, I do think that sometimes people over exaggerate that. I think just because she's Southern, people love to give mammy, say she gives mammy. Just like they were saying Lizzo gave mammy just because she was big. So we got to be careful about that. But I think in this context, she's giving Ancient Mama. For sure. Okay, we giving her all this, but what about the rappers? I've already talked about Snoop and Nelly. I'm talking about Tab now because it's the current thing. I talked about Tab and Snoop in another video. I mean, not Tab and Snoop. Snoop and Nelly, and they're selling out, and they coon ass already. But I can also walk and chew gum at the same time. So I can talk about Tab. I could talk about Nelly. I could talk about Chrisette Michelle. I can talk about Candace Owens. I can talk about Elon Musk. I can call all people out. It's just right now, I'm pointing out Tab because somebody earlier in the conversation asked me what my thoughts was about Tabitha Brown. If somebody asked me what my thoughts was today on Snoop and Nelly, I would have talked about that. So I'm saying that because I don't want you to think that I'm being a massage noir person Just focus on the black woman. I don't do that ever. I'm just focused on her now because somebody asked. But also, there's people that I love. I'm going to hold people that I love more accountable than people who I already know are sellouts. For example, I love Tab. I glory in her success. But Snoop Dogg and Nelly come up in the gangster rap or that kind of exploitative massage noir era of rap. So Snoop would come to fucking events with women on leashes. So I don't expect Snoop to actually have integrity in that way. He never had. So I can say my response to him is going to be different than my response to Angela Bassett selling out. I love Angela Bassett. I already know a Dr. Dre, a Snoop Dogg, a Suge Knight. I already know them motherfuckers don't give a fuck about black women. They don't give a fuck about black people too much anyway. Black men, yeah. But as community-wide whole, I can tell by how they move in their art that they don't give a fuck. But you know what I'm saying? There's just certain people that I'm going to be more devastated about. And I don't think that's massage noir. I just feel like I care about you. There's a difference between my husband stealing my money and then my next door neighbor stealing some money. My husband stealing my money, bitch, what? My next door neighbor stealing my money. I'm going to be mad at both of these motherfuckers, but it's two different things. You live with me. You live with me. You have my heart. There's a vulnerability that I have with you because you are in my house. Ain't no loyalty from this motherfucker. See, I don't find it surprising that people in that age bracket are TERFs. Right. Why are you stealing from yourself? Right. Prince being homophobic was an odd thing too. I grew up going to Kingdom Hall as a Jehovah's Witness. My aunt, my aunt, who I started staying with after I got out of the Kojic church, when I went to Jehovah's Witness, I knew how they felt. So Prince being a homophobe was not a surprise to me once I learned that he was a Jehovah's Witness. That wasn't a surprise for me. If Queen Latifah did some sellout shit, I would weep. Same. There's just certain people that have a different reverence for me that I would be devastated. I'm like, oh damn. Recently, I found out that Michelle Indiocello was a TERF. Didn't know that. Cassandra, so you know, growing up in the kingdom, going to the hall, you know, it's wasn't a surprise at all. You know, yeah. Hotel folks typically are TERFs. You can't automatically. We know that there are some anti-trans queer people. Like y'all can't be that silly to know. Y'all know. You see them. Who is Sherry? Sherry Shepherd? Is that who you talking about? 25 is a year of popping the fake love bubbles. Cheryl Underwood preaching to unmarried women as one was odd. It's odd, but also not surprising. Cheryl Underwood has been pick me the whole since I was young. I have never known Cheryl to not be a pick me. But music, this is a problem. The reason why she can protect her wealth is because of feminist stuff. A lot of these pick-me's love to benefit from the feminist stuff, but their mouth says anti-feminist shit. They love to benefit from the work of feminists. They love when it's time to sue their husbands, when it's time to own property, when it's time to do what they need to do with the gains that the women's movement has gained. They love the benefit of that. But out of their mouth, they will say something different. And I don't think that that's a feminist take. That's just a opportunist. You still a patriarch with a pussy patriarch. See, I understand the Cheryl Lee Ralph gig. I understand it. But I also think that that is a privilege that Cheryl Lee Ralph has. You are a rich woman with your own career. He is a rich man with his own career. You have the luxury of doing that. Most people in marriages, they are together because they benefit each other. Especially if you poor or you middle class, both of y'all is, honey, thriving because y'all benefit each other. No, because I don't think that's uniquely Southern or uniquely in that generation. That the generation that you're talking about, that older generation that we talk about, Cheryl Lee Ralph, honey, that's the same generation that was bucking up against the patriarchy that created the woman's movement. The second wave, the third wave. That same generation is the one who got us to where we are. So, just like now, there's women who are like, oh yeah, I want to be a wife and be a trad wife and stay home and blah 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 blah. Of course, because economy is bad, bitch. Of course you want to stay home while he go work and you take care of kids. Me too, bitch. Me too. Put all the pressures on him. Be the breadwinner. I would love it. Pay these bills while I sit around and clean up. Sure. Not saying that that's not work. Not saying that that's not hard. But sure. I'll take that life too. But the problem with that life that only works with a bitch that ain't got no ambition, that don't got no drive, that don't want nothing else out of life. Because when you have any other goals that don't align with him paying all the bills and what he want to do, it's gonna be a whole different ball game. It's gonna be a whole different ball game. They gonna get to kicking your ass. They gonna get to kick you. Get to trying to. They gonna get to guilt tripping you. You get to try to build your own business and make your own money and da 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 da. It can be a whole different scenario. Most men who are like that expect something. Oh, let me. As a matter of fact, there's an expectation. Expectation, darling. Oh, I must have didn't save it. Let me see if I saved. Let me see if I saved it. Your activity. Oh, here we go. I think this is perfect. I think this is a perfect example. Because dudes be trying to act like women, like they'll say some stuff like, y'all always get shit free. Y'all want to pay for the date. Y'all want to Y'all, we gotta pay for the dates. Y'all get in the clubs free. Da 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 da. She says it perfectly.
This isn't true for women. This is true for women you want to sleep with. If we got in the club for free, it's because you let us get in the club for free. And you didn't do that because we're a woman. You did it because you were hoping for a return. Men don't just buy women drinks because they're thirsty. They buy them because they're expecting to be paid back in a different currency. It's not about special treatment. It's about lowering inhibitions and creating a transaction. And women aren't giving gifts for just existing. They're giving gifts if you find them attractive and want something in return. So let's not act like people are just walking up to women in the streets and handing them prizes for being female. You just can't help but turn everything into a monetary conversation. We're talking about how you treat us, and you're talking about what you buy us, as if transactional exchanges are somehow synonymous with kindness and respect. You always complain that women are using you for money, but you use money to get women. We've never told you that's all you're worth, but you apparently think that's all you are. You don't even understand that men are the one who are doing this. Women have never asked for or demanded it. So you may want to figure out who you're actually mad at. This isn't true for women. This is true for women you want to sleep with. If we got in the club for free, it's because you let us get in the club for free. And you didn't do that because we're a woman. You did it because you were hoping for a return. Men don't just buy women drinks because they're thirsty. They buy them because they're expecting to be paid back in a different currency. It's not about special treatment. It's about lowering inhibitions and creating a transaction. And women aren't giving gifts for just existing. They're giving gifts if you find them attractive and want something in return. Let's not act like people are just walking up to women in the streets and handing them prizes for being female. You just can't help but turn everything into a monetary conversation. We're talking about how you treat us, and you're talking about what you buy us, as if transactional exchanges are somehow synonymous with kindness and respect. You always complain that women are using you for money, but you use money to get women. We've never told you that's all you're worth, but you apparently think that's all you are. You don't even understand that men are the one who are doing this. Women have never asked for or demanded it. So you may want to figure out who you're actually mad at.
Right. It's a lot of situations that y'all create yourself because y'all have been in power for so long. And because tides are shifting, you try to blame it on women, especially the women who are playing the game, how the game y'all set up to be played. Do you feel what I'm saying? Like if a woman is saying, I only want a nigga if he got money and is giving me security, y'all don't like that unless y'all got money. Like you never hear rich niggas complaining about that because they got rich to have that kind of control over their life. I want the type of woman that I want because I got money, and I want her to do what I want her to do because I got money. They're okay with it if they got money. It's the ones that are broke that have a problem with a gold digger. When they got money, they like, I want my money. I want my woman to be so inaccessible because you ain't got the money to afford my woman. And I take care of all her needs. So you can't take her from me. I control all aspects of her life because I make the money. So she ain't giving her coochie to nobody. When I come home, she's rubbing my back, rubbing my feet, cooking my meals because I pay the cost to be the boss. And most men who have money, that's how they move. Most. You got to get in line because I'm bringing so much to the table. It's the broke niggas who can't afford to be that nigga that complains about gold diggers. Why you think they, Kanye go gets a Amber Rose, a stripper. They always act like, oh, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, but y'all go get strippers like Black China and Amber Rose and all these groupie hoes, these pretty groupie hoes, the Drea Michelle's, these bitches that come from the strip club. Or she too young to know better. Oh, I want somebody that I can mold. That I can be there first. And he ain't even talking about sex. If you got a bitch who done traveled the world, one dude was talking about how if she done did everything, she got enough money to do everything, it's nothing special that I can do for her. But that's the truth. It be the broke ones. Listen. I ain't never been on a date where a nigga asked me to pay for the date. So that's number one. So I don't know. I've never been in an experience where a dude, while I'm on the date, said, "Oh, you pay half, I pay half." Now, I'm not saying that I ain't never paid for a date, but I ain't never paid for a date from a dude that we're just starting to talk. So, like my homeboy Denethan, when me and him used to go out, Denethan used to always pay. But sometimes I'll be like, "Yo, I want to go see this movie. Let's go to the movies." And Denethan would be like, "Oh, I want to go too, but I'm broke. So you gotta wait till like next week. So when I get my check." And I would say, "Nigga, I didn't ask you to pay for it. I want to go this week. So come on, we can go together." And then I would pay for it because I want to go. And because he done paid for so many dates with me that it's nothing for me to pay for one for him. We have that relationship. But I've never been on a beginning of knowing each other date and a motherfucker said, "Oh, you gotta go half." I wouldn't go on a date with a dude that wanted me to pay half. And I ask those kind of questions. When we're getting to know each other online or in person, how does this work? Like, how do you do? Like, are you the type that pay for dates or you the type that don't pay for dates? You go half, you go Dutch, da da da. And as soon as you say you go Dutch, I'm never gonna say yes to a date with you. Soon as you say that, soon as you say, "Oh yeah, we both go half." No, you're not the type of dude that I would date. So I don't really have these kind of broke nigga experiences. Also, when I'm talking to dudes, but I also don't trip about. No, I was about to lie. So there's certain level of things that I find ridiculous to be petty about. So I was about to say I don't trip about where we go, but I was thinking in the context of like Chili's or Cheesecake Factories. I wouldn't trip about that stuff. I would trip about you taking me to McDonald's or Starbucks or Burger King. You taking me on a date to McDonald's? You taking me on a date to? I don't know. It feels kind of like, nigga, what? There's no kind of upgrade, no perk, no kind of upgrade, no kind of ambiance you creating for me. You think it's romantic for me to be at the McDonald's? So there is a level, but not to the level where I need to go to Ruth Chris all the time, or I need to go to, you know what I'm saying? It don't need to be 5-star every time, but it need to be I care about an ambiance. And for me, it don't need to be expensive to be an ambiance. You see what I'm saying? There's restaurants that are not chain restaurants that are reasonably priced that gives you an ambiance. That gives you like, oh, this is a nice little dinner spot. This is a nice little lunch date. So it's I more care about the ambiance that you're creating for us to talk. I'd rather you make me a sandwich and sit in the park. You know what? It depends on the rest of the day. If that's the only thing you doing, I'm gonna appreciate the effort of you doing that. So the effort of you coming, picking me up, taking me to this park, and you done got some drinks for us and da da da. The effort of you doing that is dope to me. But there's a but there. I appreciate those more as we go along. I would not appreciate that on a first date. I wouldn't appreciate it. That's me being honest. I wouldn't appreciate it. I think as we go along, third date, fourth date, you know what I'm saying? As we go along, I feel that. But if our first date, like you taking me out with some sandwiches at a park on our first date, I don't know if I would like that. No. I don't want to say I don't know. I know I wouldn't like that. I prefer activity dates at first. I prefer, yeah, my dates in the beginning, I prefer them to be something that revolves around both of our interests, or you have picked a place where the ambiance is great for us to have great conversation back and forth. Food, um, the ambiance is quiet. I don't like a lot of loud shit. I actually don't like movie dates because we got to sit and watch the movie and not talk. Unless, like, we go to the movies and then we go somewhere else after the movie so we can discuss the movie. I think I've had experiences like that where they're dope. But I need you to create a space, an ambiance to where we can sit and talk and get to know each other and have a back and forth. Um, Nice jazz spot is in the cut. Yes, long as the music is not too loud and we can actually talk. Because I've been on dates where he has taken me to a place where it's a bunch of people and loud music and we can't even talk because we can't hear each other. I don't like that. Hey. So yeah, I haven't really had the experience with dudes being broke in the sense like we actually on a date and they're saying you pay half. I've never been in that situation. Have I met dudes who don't want to spend no money on me and they think that just them hitting me up saying, hey, like this is literally happening to me right now. There's this dude that I met years ago at my job, fine as hell. He's like 6'5", chocolate, big old dingaling. He fine as hell. Wanted to have him, had a super crush on him, but the problem was I was the boss and he was a worker at work. And so I don't cross that line because I don't, as a trans woman, I feel like it makes me vulnerable to weird ass moments where they're trying to go to HR about sexual harassment. So I don't hook up with none of the dudes in my job. And he worked for me. And so, but when I left that job, I would see him. So we exchanged numbers and we talk and da 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 da. So recently, now this has been years. I want to say like 7, 8 years. No, it had to be more than that. Um, yeah, let's say 10 years. Let's say 10 years we've been this. But recently, he caught himself finally asking me my tea. And so let me go and bring up the conversation so y'all can see what I'm talking about. So mind you, we ain't never talked about hooking up or we never talked about hooking up or nothing. But we just it's always been like a cordial and cool. He see me out somewhere, he say hi. I see him, he say hi. I say hi, and it's just kind of that. And so recently, on my birthday, he sees me somewhere. I can't remember. Um, oh, he sees me on Instagram, but he has been following me. I want y'all to clock this. He hasn't hit me up on Instagram, but he's been following me on Instagram. So, when your phone number is in somebody's phone, wherever you go, they can find you. Like if you pop up on Instagram and you connect it, they can see you too. So he's been, because we work together, he's had my phone in my number in his phone forever. I've had his number in my phone just based on work. And so he would follow me on Instagram, blah 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 blah. But he this is the first time that he hit me up. Um First time that he hit me up on Instagram. So he hit me up on Instagram and he's not saying anything sexual. He's just talking like, hey, what's up, Diamond? So nothing about hooking up, just nice guy. He always been a nice guy. So that was probably like 2018. And so if I post a thirst trap, he'll post something like, "Oh, I see you, Miss Diamond." Da 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 da. Nothing direct, nothing. So one time when I cut my, do y'all remember when I cut my hair all off and I was blind? So when I cut all my, well, the very first time, um, he saw me and he cut hair. He was like, "Yo, I can cut your hair, blah 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 blah. Can I come through and cut your hair?" So I was like, "Are you cutting my hair for free? Are you telling me just telling me about your services?" He was like, "Yeah, I'll cut your hair for free if you post it and show it." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." But I don't ever. I'd say I'll hit you up when I'm looking to do that. But I never do that because I don't care because I didn't even think about it. But oh no, we have never discussed my tea. That's another element. We never discussed my tea. And you come over my house trying to cut my hair at my house, I'm getting that dick. And I'll be in a situation where I gotta, where I'll be tempted not to tell you my tea. And, I just don't want to play those kind of games no more. But I can't say that I won't be tempted to play the game because he's so fine. He's so my type. So fast forward to this year, not 2025, 2024. I post something on my birthday, which is 28th of February. And he said, he slided my DMs on Facebook. And so I'm gonna read it. So he said, this is like a year ago. He said, "Hey," I was like, "Hi." He said, "How you been?" I was like, "LOL, not skinny." Cause his name is nasty. It's like freaky. It's like his name on Facebook is freaky. It's not his real name. It's something freakier that make reference to his dick. And so I say, "LOL, all right, big pipe." And I say, "I'm good." He was like, "What's funny?" And I was like, "That name." He was like, "Oh, LOL." He was like, "Yo, you still in Houston?" I said, I was like, "Yeah, that's my home." And he was like, "Oh, okay, I'm just asking. I haven't seen you in a while." He was like, "So have you been well?" And I was like, "Yeah, everything's great with me." And you? Like, cause this is not normal. Like, he's never like just sat and chatted with me like this. So, cause even the first time in 2018, it was like about a haircut. And I'm a blue check bitch. So I felt like he was saying it for me to get him promotion for his haircutting. So that's not about me. So I don't care. And so I tell him, he was like, "So what's on your mind?" Like, he's talking to me trying to spark a conversation. This is not normal. So I'm like, "Oh, I'm just relaxing in bed. What's up? What's the tea?" Like, what's going on? And he was like, "Shit, I'm laying down. I moved off of Highway 6 in Beach Nut." And I was like, "Oh, that's what's up." He was like, "What type of hairstyle you rocking?" And I sent him a picture of what I had on my hair. And he was like, "Oh, okay, bet." He was like, "Oh, that's nice." So I'm thinking he's about to come back with the haircut shit because he's asked me what type of hairstyle I'm rocking. Balloons, yay. Um, he says, I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." He was like, "You can pull up sometimes if you want." I was like, "What does that even mean?" I know in my brain, I know what it means, him telling me I can pull up. But being that we've never discussed anything like this is coming out the blue. So I was like, "What does that even mean?" He was like, "If you want to chill, you can come over, LOL." And so I say, I don't come to dudes' houses to chill. They come to mine. But I didn't know we was on that. I said, "I don't really know your vibe or anything. Sometimes you be on some weird shit. One minute you talking about haircuts, then the next minute you asking me for some money." Oh, I forgot to tell y'all that. So one time in between this and the haircut shit, he hit me up and asked me for $10. And I say, "Oh, baby, I don't give men money." He was like, "Oh, I was just in a situation where I was stuck somewhere and I needed $10. Oh, baby, you hitting up the wrong girl. I don't know where you thinking that we don't know each other like that to where you can ask me for money. I'm like, baby, I was like, I don't give men money at all. Men give me money. So yeah, you barking down the wrong tree if you trying to. I don't know if you think I'm some cougar with a little bit of coin that trick on niggas. That is not me, baby. That is not me. And yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. The quickest way for me to ignore a man is for them to ask me for money. Quick. And so I was like, 1 minute you was talking about haircuts, then the next minute you asking me for money. And I don't even know you like that. Like I'm some cougar. This earring keeps falling out. Like I'm some cougar chasing or tricking on dudes. That ain't me. I don't even know you. I didn't even know you was attracted to me. So I said that. I didn't even know you was attracted to me. I said, you real random. So that's what I said. Because he ain't never given me no like, damn, Diamond, you fine as hell, da 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 da. He ain't never done nothing direct like that. We ain't never discussed no tea. We ain't never discussed shit. So, yeah, I didn't even know you was attracted to me like that because you ain't never came at me. So I don't know none of that. None of that. I was like, you real random. And he put some laughing emojis. He was laughing. He was like, nah, to be honest, when I asked you, I was really in need and I'm back on my feet now. But you cool people. So I figured that I could come to you for some help. You cool people, and he was like, and I'm still the same, humorous, cool person that you met at Bath and Body Works, laughing all day, joking all day, because that was kind of our relationship. Like, but not just he was a part of the team. I was the store manager, so if you I don't know if y'all ever work retail, but there's like a crew of people. You have your favorite people that you fuck with because they not only they fun to work with, but they do the job well. He was one of them people. So if you had you got a team of people that you can just call, but there's a core team that you really fucking like, that you like, oh, I know he gonna do this fast. I know he gonna be fun. I know she gonna do the cashier stuff and I ain't gotta go up there and check every fucking thing she do. She gonna do the cashier. You have a core team that you know you can call to do something. He was one of them people that he gonna do my shipment fast as hell. So I got my cashier, I got my shipment, and I got my salesperson. So if I get them three, I can I can go back and do the payroll. I can do this. I can do what I need to do. He was one of those people. So, but he's fun. And so that was our nature of our relationship. He was a good worker that could do what I needed him to do. And he was funny. And of course he was attractive. So he was a good looker. He come in, blah, blah, blah. And so that's what I said. I wish I had a team like that now. I was like, so when he says you just seem like a person that would be cool, we was cool people, so I figured that I can come to you for help. I said, I'm never that cool to be giving no nigga no money. LOL. We barely talked on that level at Bath and Body Works. You was cute and tall, and that's all I knew about you. That's it. So calm that shit down. We wasn't cool for you to be asking me for some money. And he started laughing. He put a laughing face. And then he said, so tall and cute, huh? And put a question mark. And I was like, yeah, that's my type. I like tall, dark, and cute niggas. And I sent him pictures of me and my exes. Me and my exes, honey. All my exes is tall, dark, and cute. That is what it is. And I was like, yeah, all my exes was tall, dark, and cute. Thanks. And he was like, damn, that's wild. He was like, what other pictures you got on your phone? So now he's about to switch to me sending pictures of myself. Hey, doll print, how are you? I said, I have pictures. If you're trying to see some, then you need to send some. He says, now mind you, I want y'all to know this man's fine. This is my type. So I'm trying to see what that dick is doing. So it's I'm the person that's gonna be nice until I see what the dick is doing. And then if it's sickening, We see where we can go, but I don't know what your piece is doing at this point. And so I say, if you trying to see some pictures of mine, then you need to send some. He was like, send me some and I got you. Nah. I say, nah, that's not how it works. You send me some pictures and I respond back. And he was like, understood. So this is, I want to say this is like February of last year. And we don't talk no more until December. So understand the time frame. So there's two things happening here. You done asked me for some money, that turns me off. You hit me up on this kind of passive aggressive way to try to get some pictures, and then when I say you send some first, you say, oh, okay, and you don't play the game. Cool. Any nigga that treat me like this, I don't feel like you into me. And that turns me off. A nigga being nonchalant, baby, the easy. Listen, I'm a listen. I'm a pride-filled bitch. You gotta chase me. You gotta chase me. You gotta let me know you into me. I'm a girl who has been spoiled by my beauty. I'm not the most beautiful thing in the world, but I've always been pretty. And you gonna have to let me know you live. Because if you're peeing nonchalant, I'm gonna go to the nigga who got some chalant. I'm gonna go to the dude that got some chalant because nonchalant ain't for diamond. I need you to feed my ego, just like I'm gonna feed yours. If you're not feeding mine, I'm not gonna feed yours. That's just how it works with me. So if you're not coming at me and you just talking, I'm not gonna budge. That's just how I am. And so I guess I posted something. I don't know what I posted, but his response to it was, "Let me see." Something I posted because it done deleted. He said, "Let me see." And so I posted. I screenshot our conversation from February. If you send some pictures, then I send some pictures. And so he says, "Why you send me that screenshot?" I said, "Because we had this conversation already." No, we didn't. I said, "Read the convo." And he was like, "I read it. It doesn't say anything about you showing me no booty." I was like, "It says if you want to see something, you got to show something." And then he says, he says, "Send me your number." And I was like, "We texting here." Like, there's no difference between sending your number, because I don't really want your number like that. I don't want, if your piece ain't sickening, I don't want you having my number. So show me now. And so he sent me a picture of him full body nude. Dick is right. Right. Sickening. So I sent him some pictures back. And he's like, "Damn, you look sexy as fuck in that picture." Da, 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 da. And so he doesn't respond. His response is, "You look sexy as fuck." And I say, "Thank you." And I don't want your number if you don't have no meat. Right. So we show me here. And so he says, "I look sexy as fuck." I say, "Thank you." And that, have these men ever catfished you? I know them from in person. Like he's not catfish because I know him in real life. I met him in real life. We're just talking online. So I don't he's a real person. I know who he is. We met in person. Um and so he says, "You look sexy." I say, "Thank you." About 6 hours later, after I say thank you, he comes back with, "I never fucked with a tranny before. I've only had sex with females. What would be the difference if we fucked? I'm just asking a question." Now, I've never discussed my tea with him. I'm not saying that he don't know it. I'm not under any delusion that he doesn't know it because he's on my social media. You can find out I'm trans just by following me on social media. He followed me on all my social media. And I don't hide it. So it is what it is. So I say tranny is a negative word like faggot. So the fact that you're calling me a tranny, is annoying me. He was like he does the little shaking my head and does the little face palm shit like this. He was like, I didn't know. I apologize. He was like, well, she-male, I don't know what to say. I was like, that's even worse. That's also a negative word. So only reference to trans people you got is tranny and she-male. He said, shaking my head. So what do I say? What do I mean? I said, what should I say? And I'm like, I'm a trans woman. Simple. He says, it's 2025. Apparently it's not. Apparently it's 1989. Because who said she-male? What? That's such that even that was antiquated when I was growing up. She-male was antiquated when I was growing up. And I was like, I'm a trans woman, simple. He was like, okay, bet. So what would be the difference if we fucked though? I said, I don't know. I never fucked a trans woman. So you gotta ask a dude who fucked a trans woman. You playing dumb. You ask dumb questions, you get dumb answers. I was like, so you gotta ask a dude who fucked a trans woman. I don't know. I've never fucked one, so I don't know at all. It went from worse to worse. And he was like, LOL, me either. He was like, so let's fuck. I was like, what I get out of that? You said you not experienced. It sounds like it would be whack since you never been with a trans woman. I don't get nothing out of that. And I'm not trying to be nobody's guinea pig or lab rat. He was, no. I didn't say that yet. I said, what do I get out of that? And he says, let's try it and see. And what does that have to do with us fucking one or two times? I just want to see what's the fuss is about. I say, I'm not a guinea pig or a lab rat. Do that with somebody else. I fuck men who take me out, who show me a good time, that know what they're doing already, not someone using me for an experiment. I don't care. That don't mean nothing to me. He says, damn. He was like, who said you was a guinea pig or a lab rat? I don't think like that. It's just not like we know each other other than us. It's not like we don't know each other. We've been knowing each other since 2012. I was like, you just did, in other words, say that you're just trying it out to see what the fuss is all about. That's an experiment, aka a guinea pig, lab rat, test monkey. We don't know each other on any deep level. We never dated, we never hung out, and we barely talk. And he was like, damn, well, let's start. I was like, well, it shouldn't start with let's fuck. And he was like, damn, my bad, my fault. But shit, I do want to though. I know you probably been thinking it too in your head ever since you seen me. I say, just because I see a dude and I'm attracted to him doesn't mean that he can talk to me any kind of way. Plenty of fine, big dick niggas want to fuck with me. I'm not ugly. And if after I talk to him, he's rude and disrespectful, I'm turned off. And I'm turned off right now. And he was like, have I ever been rude or disrespectful to you? No. I said, yes, just now. Let's fuck. Let me try this tranny she-male shit out. That's rude, tacky, and disrespectful. We adults. If we have sexual chemistry, shit's gonna happen naturally. It don't need to be some experiment. It can just be two people vibing. But I only vibe with men who treat me well, talk to me like they got some sense, and respect me. And if you don't want to do that, or you can't do that, or don't know how to do that, you're not a person that I want to fuck with anyway. And so he said, you right, man, I done fucked up the situation. And I put the thumbs up on it. And we don't talk no more. Until he hits me up the next day with, what you doing? I said, chilling, watching TV. He says, what you watching? I said, Doom Prophecy. He said, what kind of movie is that? I say sci-fi on HBO. Very dry. He's like, okay, I fuck with sci-fi movies. He says, what you doing? I was like, I'm good. So now it's just dry. He was like, what you eat today? This is the next day. So this is 2 days after the weird conversation. He was like, what you eat today? I was like, beef and broccoli. Beef and broccoli. Very dry. He hits me up another day. This is like December 13th now. That started on the 8th, and he has been hitting me up. He was like, hey. I hit him back, hey. He was like, how you feeling? I'm good. On the 14th. This is all December. Now, mind you, this nigga, he's been connected to me since 2012. And it's not until this past December that he is now hitting me up every day. Hey, what's up? How you doing? How you feeling? What you think? Da 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 da. So all of December, even though he's been connected to me, he's hitting me up all of this. So now that he has confirmed that I'm trans, now it's like, oh, I got all the conversation for you. What? And so the 15th, I say, hey, on the 14th, he says, hey, I respond, hey. On the 15th, he says, how you doing? I said, I'm wonderful. And you? He says, good, can't complain. What you do all day? I was like, hung out with some friends. We went out to dinner and then went to the ice cream shop. Me, Brianna, and Aria. He's like, oh, okay. Fast forward. He was like, what's your TikTok? I tell him my TikTok. On the 16th, every day, he's hitting me up. Hey, and it's just dry. And he hits me up at 1 o'clock in the morning, January 13th. So I was out of the country for the end of December. And so on January 13th, he hits me up and says, he sends me his number and he says, can you shoot pool? And I was like, I can. I'm not good, but I like to play. And he was like, you want to play? I was like, it's too late. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm about to take a bath and go to bed. And he was like, oh, okay, maybe next time. No conversation, just maybe next time. LOL. I put the thumbs up. He hearted it. So Thursday, he says, good morning. I say, good morning. He said, how you been? I say, wonderful. He says, he doesn't understand that he has ruined any fantasy that I've had with having him. He has ruined it. He was like, I'm blessed. He was like, I can't complain. I was like, good to hear. He was like, what's up with you this morning? I said, I'm cleaning and doing laundry. And this is like 6:30 a.m. All these weird ass times. No regular time. So either it's super late at night or super early in the morning. He was like, I said, I'm cleaning, doing laundry, and doing some writing. He was like, what you writing? I said, on Black spirituality. And he was like, tell me about that. And I sent him some of what I wrote. He don't have no kind of conversation, right? And so he was like, oh, are you good at poetry? I was like, nah. And he was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, and it's just very draining, bland, and dry. So I don't talk no more. And so he was like, we start talking about when I sent him what I was writing about, because I'm writing a piece about the documentary that I was in. And so he hits me up Friday, also at 6 a.m. and says, if I send you another picture, are you going to send me one? I was like, sweetheart, I don't do business deals about pictures. If you want to send me some pictures, just like I did last time, I don't mind sharing my pictures. But if it's going to be a tit for tat, that annoys me. If you want to send me a picture because you want me to see it, send it. That's what I expect. If you want me to see a picture, send it. He was like, damn. I was just asking, dang. And I was like, and I'm just telling you. It's never that deep for me. If it gotta be, you're not sending me a picture unless I'm sending you a picture, then don't send it. Keep it, because I don't give a fuck at this point. And I was like, it's never that deep for me. He's like, it's not that serious. I wasn't, it wasn't a deal. I was just going off what we did last time. I sent you a picture and you sent me a picture. I was like, right. So if we already been on that, why you gotta ask me that? You send the picture. Nothing. So this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, he sends me, where you at? And he says, I'm on Westheimer. Westheimer is my street. He knows it's my street because he done seen, we done, when I, years ago, like back in 2013, I would catch the bus from work and he would be on the bus and he would get off on a block. Like, he would get off past me. So he know where I stay at. Where else would I be at? At home, right? At 4 a.m. in the morning. He was like, I'm on Westheimer, drunk as fuck. So you're telling me you're on my street and drunk. I don't care. So I don't respond. When I see it, I don't respond to it. And in the morning, I click I don't respond, I just click laughing my ass off, where you just laugh at the post. And he responds with laughing too. Ha 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 ha. You think I'm going to be interested in having you drunk at 4 a.m.? I'm not. And so I don't know why I gave y'all this conversation, but this is a type of shit that I would have to deal with, but I'll never be on a date with him because we will never get to a date, because I'll never get, I set my standard of how I want to be treated. And if you can't treat me like that, it will never go anywhere. You can't work around it. And that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to work around any type of, I think he thinks because I'm trans that it was going to be this easy, oh, she gonna want to hook up with me because I got a big dick. I have multiple big dicks in my phone that if I want to have a big dick, I have multiple big dicks in my phone. Big black dicks that I can say, hey, come through. Denethan. Denethan got a big black dick. I can call Denethan and say, hey, come through. I'm in the mood. And they, not only will they bring their BBCs, they also do all my extras that I like. So I don't have to worry about them being a first timer, not knowing how to do something. They all do everything I like. So they give head. If I want some cakes, they gonna get some cakes. If they gonna dick me down, they gonna spend the night. They gonna bring me some food. They gonna do all the things that I want them to do to make me feel like a queen. Because that's what they know they have to do to hook up with me, even if I call them. So that is the experience that I have. So you think that you gonna come in and do nothing? Oh no, that's not how it works. So I don't let men come and give me bare minimum. Like, you just can't. You can't give me bare minimum. And I also don't allow you to tell me how the situation is gonna go. I set my expectations. You tell me what you like. I tell you what I like. How we gonna negotiate how this gonna work? And we have to do that before we even go on a date. We have to talk about what each other's like. Because if you're not sexually compatible with me, what's the point of us going on dates? He's giving me fine honey boy teas. Yeah, I think he has this thing that he thinks he is fine. He's tall, he's fine, but you know how you meet them dudes who are tall and fine, and they think that a woman or girl it just lay themselves at their feet, and they might be used to that, but I'm not that girl. I don't do that. I don't do that. That's not who I am. And it's not gonna leave for me. I'd rather be alone than to do that about a dude. I don't do that. I'd rather call somebody that I hook up with already. That's the point of me having a roster. So when I want to hook up, I have them to hook up. And if you're trying to earn your spot on my roster, then you got to treat me like a queen. Jaime. Jaime boy tease. He ain't Jaime. He got a little, he ain't Jaime. He ain't homeless. But very Jaime think they doing you a favor, tease. A lot of these men think that showing their meat to trans women will be enough. Also, you can't play that game with me when I got the same equipment you got. Amen. Amen. And I'm not, and also I'm no longer, I'm no longer, well, I'm no longer impressed by first timers. I'm not impressed by first timers. I'm not impressed by, yeah, I'm not somebody, ooh, it's your first time. I ain't gonna lie, when I was younger, that used to be hot. It used to be like, ooh, I'm turning you out. That used to be hot. It's not hot no more. Especially when we got to back when we was kids, it used to be true sometimes. But when we got older, niggas used to play like it's the first time. Just because they think it's hot. It's not even true no more. So I'm not impressed by it. Yeah, I'm not impressed by no first timer. I'm not impressed by any of that. Yeah, I have no I can't I ain't yeah, when I was younger, like in high school, sure. But once I got older, my best experience was niggas who knew what they was doing, who can gobble some meat. Who done gobbled some meat before. Because usually first time, even if they want to gobble you for the first time, it'd be whack. It'd be whack as hell, child. Girl, get out of my face. Get off of me. Oh, that's stupid shit. Acting like you don't know how to suck no dick. Get out of here. Get off of me. And not be overly rough with your meat. Yeah, no, thank you. Or they doing it all rough and hard just because they want you to tell them to stop. Mm-mm. No, thank you. You don't make me feel sickening first time. Unless you're the type of first timer that just go all in, that just want to do it. Like, oh my God, I want to do it all. Give it all to me. But even then, you gotta play the game. You still gotta be a gentleman. You still gotta make me feel like the goddess, baby. Mm. Mm. Oh, I want y'all to. This is another thing that I want to talk about. What time is it? Okay, we got a little bit more time. Um, y'all tell me what y'all think about this because I want to talk about this. This is so weird to me. Learn that Elon Musk. No, not Elon Musk. What is? Oh. Saved. All right. So this is Twin Brothers. Stop doing it. Stop doing no. All right. So they're on a live. I find this to be really, really weird. They're on a live. All right. So I save stuff for content purposes. It's my real shit. Stop doing it. Stop doing no. They gonna clip you. You can't do that. No. Oh, just let the fuck up the spoon. I'm dying, bro. No, they gonna clip that, nigga. No, bro. You just. Why the fuck you let that spoon like that? You a grown ass man. Don't ever do. Brianna, I didn't do no spoon like that though, bro. You put the whole thing in your mouth. They gonna clip it. So, I find it quite exhausting, actually. And so somebody in the comments says, the fuck you bent over deep throating ice cream for? Are cis men okay? Like, in my brain, I'm like, is it not exhausting for y'all to be policing each other's actions? You can't eat hot dogs. You can't eat bananas. You can't eat ice cream. You can't do anything. Y'all love to make it seem like women are like this. But you sitting there watching your brother eat ice cream, and your first thing your brain goes to is the people watching you is going to think some gay shit because your brother is eating ice cream. Is that exhausting? It has to be exhausting. Even the idea of saying no homo or no diddy or pause at every little thing that y'all do, and y'all are watching, waiting for it so y'all can say it. That just feels like it is more gay than anything. You know, gay is if you are the same sex dealing with the same sex. That's simple. But just that type of you paying attention all the time for gay shit, that feels like, bro, you kind of gay. Like, that feels like that should confirm if you thinking about analyzing everything from a homosexual lens. That feels more gay than the act of licking ice cream or eating a hot dog or eating a banana. Whatever it is, you over policing your homeboy's actions on whether or not it's homosexual or not, that feels way more homosexual. Like, let me pay attention to this nigga so much that everything that could be possibly gay or possibly sexually erotic or nuanced, I'm thinking about it like, oh, dog, why you doing that? Are y'all okay? Are you okay, baby? It just feels like y'all are not okay. It feels like y'all are not okay. Yeah, he's talking about the viewers. They are way too old for that. That too. It just felt, and I'm seeing that more and more often. I recently saw this video of what's the dark skinned cute little boy? Kanai, or what's his name? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. He got dreads, little dark skinned little streamer, popular now. Kanai something. He cute, little short, cute little baby. Kanai Sent, yeah. How do you say his name? Kai Sent or Kai Senat or something. I don't know how to say his name. He was on the show with the dude, and the dude they were talking about I heard he was homophobic. Oh, I don't know. I don't follow him, so I don't really care. But they were talking about it was a clip that I saw, and they were talking about each other's color. Because the other boy he was talking to was kind of like a brown skin, and he's dark. And he said, yeah, I'm like a dark chocolate. You kind of like a caramel. And the other dude was like, nigga, how the fuck you gonna call another dude caramel? Why you gonna call me something delicious? Don't call me no delicious ass shit. And so they go back and forth about him calling him delicious. And it's funny, but it was hilarious, but it's like, yo, y'all gotta be, y'all can't be fucking serious. Not the French. French, right. I'm trying to find the clip. Oh, it's not on here now. Oh, here we go.
Actual skin complexion. You're not light skin. You like a caramel type of nigga. Like, but more on the dark side. Like, I'm dark. W Dicky. Yeah, W Dicky. I'm a caramel type of nigga. That's crazy. I would never tell a nigga he's caramel. Fuck, I'm a snack to you, nigga. Grown ass man, mind y'all. This a grown ass man. Nigga said you caramel. What, nigga? Nigga just described me in a delicious way. Oh my God, Jeepers Creepers! It's constant. Nigga, what's wrong with you, bro? It do get to a point with you. A nigga can't describe your skin color, nigga. You caramel, nigga. And what, nigga? What? What, nigga? I'm telling you, caramel. What you want to do about it, nigga? Nothing, nigga. The fuck are you talking about? You a caramel ass nigga. You a sweet ass nigga. That's what you is, nigga. You's a sweet ass motherfucking nigga, bro. No cap. You a caramel ass looking nigga. Nigga, I'm dark chocolate. You caramel. Then you doubling down. You feel what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You try to double down. Actual skin complexion. You're not light skin. You're like a caramel type of nigga. Like,
this is. I think they just be being funny, but it'd be like, y'all can't be serious. It's like, how you describing me in a delicious way? It's like, y'all are so fucking This is not a real place. Mm. Yeah. So I just thought that that was like I just don't know why cis men are like that. Like, why are y'all so obsessed with how each other get down? Y'all so obsessed with just it's so the obsession seems like it's gayer than what y'all talking about. The obsession with it seems like more homoerotic than the shit that y'all talking about. It feels weird. What are y'all watching on? Is there anything good on television? I haven't watched any. I haven't been able to find anything that is keeping my attention. My last new thing that I recently watched is the Walking Dead spinoff with Michonne and Rick. What is that called? I did watch that because it was only 6 episodes. So I was like, oh, this is a little short little gig, so I can do that. I did watch that. Obsessed with gay shit. I watched that, but I haven't really found anything that's like keeping my attention. So I'm about to do my classic rewatching of either Game of Thrones or Harry Potter or Coven. I ain't watched Coven in a minute, so I might watch Coven. Um I'm watching season 3. It was great. I'm doing Daryl next. Yeah, I might do Daryl maybe. I just watched The Pit and Sex Lives of College Girls. Is that good? I thought that was interesting. That might be interesting. I haven't watched anything good. I'm waiting for my fantasy shows to come back. What are you waiting to come back? I'm waiting for you watching Harlem. I'm not a fan of Megan Good. Nothing about that show sounds like it would be sickening to me. Um I'm I'm waiting for Hulu to come back. I'm not Hulu, not Hulu. Handmaid's Tale. Waiting for Handmaids. I'm waiting for Wheel of Time. I'm waiting for Last of Us. I tried to watch Yellow Jackets. I couldn't. It wasn't holding my attention. I tried to watch it. I couldn't. I couldn't. It wouldn't hold my attention. It was boring. Um, but yeah, Wheel of Time, Handmaid's Tale, and when is that coming back? Interview with a Vampire. When is that coming back? Is a new season coming back? What else? They canceled Mayfair Witches, even though they put it on Netflix. They canceled it. It should be July or August. Yeah, P Valley, but I think that's gonna come back in. I don't know if it's coming back in the spring. Is it in the spring? Cruel Summer, first season. It's nostalgia crime drama. Yeah, I've been watching Abbott Elementary. Cruel Summer, first season. Cruel Summer. Crime drama. I don't know if that's my type of show. The last really, really good one was Penguin. I might rewatch Penguin, see if I really loved Penguin. I started from, and it was good. I just didn't go back to it. The first episode I did like it, so I might go back to finish from. I might go back to finish it because it did. That first episode I did like it. There is also a show called. Do any of y'all watch Lost? I never watched that, and it's a bunch of seasons, and I hear some stuff about it, but shows that were popular that I never got into. Breaking Bad, I never watched that, but so many people love Breaking Bad. But usually dudes, and usually when shit dudes like, I don't really fucking like it. But everybody loved Breaking Bad. I never watched that. So do y'all think it'd be good for me to get into Lost? I want to go back and watch Lost now because of how good From was. When it's too many seasons, it's overwhelming for me. Lost is the best show ever shown. A lot of people love Lost. A lot of people I hear them talk about Lost, but I never watched it. Breaking Bad is hilarious. When there's too many seasons, it gets overwhelming for me. See, I like to binge watch, so I'm not tripping about too many seasons. I like to binge watch. So too many seasons be fire. But you like Lost, Ty. Cool. Regina was also in it those last seasons of Leftovers. I ain't never heard of that. I ain't never heard of Leftovers. Breaking Bad is hilarious. Want to go back and watch Lost now because of From. So is From like a spinoff of Lost? Wow. What's the connection between From and Lost? Mayfair Witches. I did like Mayfair Witches. I did like it. I did like them and Discovery of Witches. I liked it. No, it's the same writers, I believe. Oh, okay. Yeah, I never I only watched the first episode and it was good, but I just didn't go back to it. So I might finish From. But yeah, I heard good stuff about Lost, but I looked at Lost and was like, I don't know what's happening here. There's something called The Preacher that is like it got some good actresses on it, and she was blowing shit up. It kind of like a comedy too, but something called The Preacher I've been starting to watch. So that's what I've been trying to find, stuff that is really good that I can. Did you watch Midnight Mass? It got boring. I tried to watch it. It got boring. Do you like historical dramas? It depends. Like, give me an example of a good historical drama. A new season of Mayfair Witches is airing currently on AMC. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till it come on Netflix, child, because them me paying for other streaming services. I'm not. I enjoy The Empress too. Yes, I enjoy The Empress. Domina is about the rise of Octavian, the emperor in Rome, but told through the point of view of his wife, who was really running the empire. Think like Cersei, but Roman. That sounds sickening. I saw the TV Glow. Yeah, I'm gonna let me see if it's on my special channels.
In a way from you. You can still
Let me see Mayfair. Oh, the new season came back on. The Viking is good. Seeing the role of women and the use of religion in that time was also interesting. It's Tyler Perry, but hear me out. Watch Tyler Perry Ruthlessness. I enjoy this series. It's a spinoff of Oval. Hmm. Serpent Queen sound like it's good. The reason why I was interested in Serpent Queen is because the actress that play the main actress on Serpent Queen play on Harlots, and I really enjoyed Harlots, and I enjoyed her character. Um, and so I was gonna watch that, but aren't they on some kind of? I always forget that I have this little website that so they were on the streaming. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, Serpent Queen. It's on here. Work. So I might watch that because Samantha Morton, I really like her as an actress. She's good. What is Serpent Queen about? Serpent Queen, unpopular. It's better than House of Dragons. Hmm, that's a good. I love House of Dragons. I love it. So if it's better than that, yay! Sickening. I love Harlots. I love Harlots too. I don't know why they discontinued it. I hated that. I love Harlots. That was my sickening. Oh, the diplomat and Madam Secretary also. Mm. My boots. Oh. I had this boy flirt with me. I don't know if he was flirting with me, but he gave me a nice compliment today. I was wearing this, and I have a jacket that I've been. So I had on this romper. It's just a loose romper, and these boots, these little combat boots, because the romper is like the romper is it don't go all the way down. It goes like right here, and it's kind of saggy or whatever. And I had on my um my brown jacket, and I went to the grocery store to buy groceries. And I walked over to he was shopping the fresh produce, and I was over there with him, and I thought he worked at the place because I don't know what he was doing. It looked like he was a worker, but apparently he wasn't. And I got my food, and then I walked past him again. He was cute. He was cute. You know how you see somebody that's like not fine, but they cute. And he was over there. He asked me how I was doing. I asked him how he was doing, and he said something like, oh, I'm doing great. I was like, oh, that's good to hear. And that's the end. I go over to where the watermelons was, got a watermelon, but I forgot I needed to get some potatoes. So I had to walk past him again. And he's like, you smell expensive. And I say, yeah, he was specifically talking about the scent that I had on. And I was like, it is expensive. Thank you for noticing. And he was like, yeah, that smelled real good. And I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. But I was like, yes, it is expensive, darling. It's about Catherine D. Medici. Get Millie Black. It was trans and gay representation. Also, an actress that was in Mr. Loverman. Which actress? Which one from Mr. Loverman? I was like, yes, it is. It was my I had mixed two things. I mixed my let me see. Is it right here? No. I thought it was sitting there. I mixed my Tom Ford and my John Paul Gaultier. I have a Tom Ford that's kind of like really woodsy, and then I have a sweet woodsy, and then a masculine fresh from John Paul Gaultier called Scandal. And when you put them all together, it's like sexy, 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 sexy. Well, all right, darlings, we have been on here for 3 hours. I think I'm going to watch. What do I want to watch? I think I'm gonna get into Serpent King. That sounds, since A Moon said that is given House of Dragons, but better. That sounds love. Come on, Petra. Making her come back on the small screen. But all right, darlings, I will chat with y'all later. Thumbs up if you're watching. It is 36 people in here. That's a lie. No, I have not. What y'all on here for? Y'all's a bunch of y'all on here. Usually it's like a cute 25. It's 37. Y'all got something y'all want to talk about before I go? Since y'all here and participating. I have not smelled T.S. Madison's perfume. I have not. My scent of today was I have to find it for y'all. Where is it? But it's not just this. And oh, here you go. I thought it was. It is this, my Tom Ford Soleil Blanc. This is my atomizer from. I love it. So you can take this out and refill this. Love this. This is good for travel. Blah blah blah. But this is Soleil Blanc and Scandal together. These two together. This smells like us. Both of them are masculine, but for some reason, when you put them together, this is like woodsy as fuck. This smells like sweet pine wood. Like it's sweet. It's not. I don't know how to describe it, but it definitely is a woodsy scent. Like sweet pine woodsy. And then this is. It smells like fresh, clean petrichor, moss, corn chips. There's something when you put it, and I know corn chips sounds weird, but Not like a musty corn chip, but like a you did. We talked about Tabitha Brown for a long time. um Not musty corn chips, but like I don't know what's that corn chip smell. I don't know, but together they like it's like I don't know. I don't know how to explain this. This is my most unique combination. It's like a it's like a it's like a sweet manly hug. The artistic affirming daughter. Affirming daughter. You watch Wags to Riches? No, they don't sound like my type of show. It's giving like Basketball Wives, but with BBLs. You know that I got off the reality TV train. It start getting ridiculous. I love Shira 7. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Hey, Shonette. Tamara Lawrence, she played that's her name. Okay. The daughter, the one that I was asking for money. Okay. I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna have to I've seen that too, that Get Millie Back. I'm gonna have to watch it. But all right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. I will talk to y'all later. Make sure y'all thumbs up. And yeah, I want to get on part 3 and 4 of Mr. Lover. So make sure y'all have caught up on Mr. Lover. I want to get on part 3 and 4. I got a couple of episodes of chapters of Cicely Bowman's book that I want to go over too. She got a chapter called Fuck These Niggas that we're gonna have to get into. And then there's I want to get back into queer history of the United States. So make sure y'all check it out. Beyonce announced her country tour. Yay, good for her. And it's good that she did the Super Bowl halftime because you at least get to she gonna give you a show. But all right. Bye, y'all. Mwah.